What it do, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm very excited to be trying out not only a new brand, but I will also be giving you guys a 2 looks 1 palette. Now, this is a very exciting brand. I feel like a lot of people have tried this brand and it took a while for me to really pull the trigger on purchasing from them, but I think we have some good things here in this video to highlight, showcase. Of course, I do have all of the items on my face today, and I did use all of the items for this look, so I'm very excited for this 2 looks 1 palette. And yeah, if you are interested in hearing more about these products, just stay tuned. So let's just kind of do an overview on the items that I picked up. First, I went ahead and picked up their brush bundle. In their brush bundle, you get 5 brushes that are all really, I would say, highlighted, curated, created, if you will, for smaller hooded eyelids. Now, you don't unfortunately get any like lid brushes, like flat shader brushes, which is understandable. I feel like that is not a category of brushes that is really necessary to really get a smaller size. I find that that's very easy to get out there on the market if you really need that type of brush, or you can just use your finger, of course. But this really focuses on the blending, as were the namesake, where the woman that has created this business really is all about the blending of eyeshadows, not maybe necessarily about the packing on of color onto your lid. So yeah, these 5 brushes I think are very interesting shapes. They're very traditional though. You have that domed top and you just have different dimensions and lengths of the actual bristle hairs when it comes to kind of how compact the shadow is actually going to look on your eye and how much it's actually going to blend on your eye. There are slightly different shades on the handles as well. All of them are labeled. You get the brand logo on there. It is very nicely detailed brushes there. So yeah, let's go into the lip products. And in the lip products, I have a lip liner and a liquid lip balm. I believe they actually consider it a lip cream. Let me just confirm. Yes, they consider it a matte lip cream. Now, I got both of these in the shade Tease, and right now, as far as I know, you actually only are paying for the lip cream and you're getting the lip liner for free because the brand stated that the lip liners were not labeled in the way that they wanted it to. So they wanted to just kind of give away the stock, if you will, because of that error. So when it comes to the lip cream, that has a 12-month shelf life. It is cruelty free. The product is made in China and there is a net weight of 4.3 grams or 0.15 ounces. And yeah, that's pretty much that on the lip cream. There's no information on the packaging when it comes to the lip liner. Like I said, it was just kind of put in the same bag area. But if I can find any information about the lip liner or the brushes, I will have those flashing across the screen at the point of me talking about them, in addition to the B-roll that hopefully you guys are seeing right now. Then let's go ahead and dive into the lashes. I picked up 2 pairs of her lashes and I will have them both kind of B-roll so you can see them both. Now, once we get back to me, you will be able to see that I am actually wearing one of them. I am wearing the Vixen style. So they both come with only 1 pair of lashes in each box. They are both cruelty-free and vegan, and there are 2 ranges, if you will, of her lashes. One that is Saint, which I feel like are slightly more demure. They still have some volume in there, but I think they could be more like everyday friendly or just kind of beginner friendly when it comes to the volume that is presented when you put the lash on. Then you have the Vixen range, which there is so much volume, so much dimension, so much character in these lashes. And yeah, I would say that these are pretty much the more of a traditional length of lash. I know some people have like really long eyes or wide eyes and they need like a longer lash. I think that I have more of a traditional like width of an eyelash, so I tend to take off like 1 to 2 chunks or segments every time I put on lashes, just in case you care. And I did the exact same for these particular pairs. The last thing I'm going to go ahead and talk to you guys about is, of course, the eyeshadow palette. Now, what I will say is that the actual packaging and the actual palette are very, very similar in their design. I appreciate that on the front of both products, you get like this textured feel on the actual lips that are presented, which is really, really cute. I love kind of different textures being combined in any type of product, and you guys will be hearing more about that when I talk about some clothes that I've been bringing in. Anyways, though, I love that on the back of the actual cardboard packaging, you also get to see the general mock-up or kind of aesthetic vibe that you would be getting of the actual eyeshadows in the palette. So let's say you got this for a gift or something and you look at it and you're like, oh sis, this ain't for me. You don't actually have to open up the packaging to maybe get that opinion. You can really look on the back, see it, and then kind of gift it away. Obviously that's not a necessity for everybody, but I just think that that's a nice little touch that they added. Of course, they have the title, which is the all done up eyeshadow palette. There are 20 shadows in this palette. It has a 12-month shelf life. It is cruelty-free, vegan. You can recycle the packaging. It has a net weight of 0.25 grams or 0.85 ounces, and it is made in China. Now, as you can see, when it comes to the actual layout of the palette, there are 4 rows, and in each row there are 5 shades. For each row, it gets deeper and deeper for the top 3 when it comes to the mattes. And I really appreciate that in each row, you can kind of keep the same depth level just going across. For the people who like very, very light looks, very, very mid-tone looks, or very, very deep looks, you can really just kind of curate your looks based on the row in the event that that matters. Or you can curate your looks based on the column so that all of the shadows that you're putting in your eye are in the same color scheme, same color family. So I really appreciate the layout. And then of course at the bottom you have these really interesting shimmery glittery type shadows. Although they're not like a straight up glitter, they're like a shimmery glitter. I don't really know how to explain it, but very, very beautiful shadows all create this palette. So I feel like I've dove in as much as I can. Like I said, any additional information that I don't have at the time of filming will be all across the screen. So feel free to kind of look on the screen when you get back to kind of looking at me. But with that said, those are all the items that I'm going to be showcasing throughout this video. Like I said, I'm going to be giving you guys 2 looks. And the main thing that I'm changing in the looks, of course, is going to be the actual color scheme of the eye look, but I'm also going to be putting on both pairs of lashes in the event that you kind of want to see what I'm talking about when I talk about the difference in the drama level, the style, all of that. If you have any questions about all of the random things otherwise that are on my face, check out down below. I will have them in the description box. I always have them listed down there. But with that said, let's go ahead and get into the up close look of the palette. We're gonna do the swatches right about now on screen. And yeah, I'll see you guys in just a second to start the tutorials. Hey guys, so it is now time to go ahead and film the swatches portion of the video. As you can see, this is the packaging, and there is, like I said, this like raised rubberized section where the lips are on the packaging. You also get the detailing of all of the items right here. Really, really nice. Then looking at the actual palette, once again, you get this like slightly rubberized portion of the lips, same detailing, same description, same information in the front, and different on the back. So if you really need to know the ingredients, the color of the shadows, all of that, you are going to have to keep the actual cardboard packaging. At least you do get the detailed information on expiration date, etc. on this part. There is a full length mirror for this palette, and these are the shadows. So as it said on the front covering of the cardboard packaging and the actual palette, there are 20 shades in this palette. So I am not going to be talking, as I haven't been talking for the last couple of swatch videos like this that I've been doing. I'm just going to swatch them on my skin tone. I do like to do one swipe swatches for this portion of the video. If I do need to build it up because I feel like I didn't get enough pigment or you truly can't see the shade on my skin tone, then I will. Otherwise, you will pretty much see the one swipes. I will, of course, have music in the background, and I will speed this part up because it will take me a bit between the swatching, cleaning off my hand, all of that. I do like to give you guys the disclaimer of the lighting in the room. I do have natural lighting on, but I also do have one of my artificial lights on, or softbox lights, because it is overcast and raining right now. And I do also have my overhead light in the room. I apologize for the elements being slightly different. I really wanted to get this video up today, and this was the only time that I had to film this portion of the video. So yeah, anyways, without further ado, I am just going to rearrange my setup, and then we are just going to get to swatching. Alrighty, so it's a bit stretched out. I'm pretty much at the elbow of my arm, but as you can see, these are all the swatches. I'm gonna try and give you guys a good up close view. As I like to say in all of my videos where I do show swatches, I do swatches just so that you can see the color on my skin tone, not to see the pigmentation. You guys will be seeing the pigmentation, the blendability, all of that in the actual tutorials. But today in this portion, I just wanted to show you guys the colors of every last shadow, as I didn't use all of these shadows in the two looks that you guys will be seeing in a bit. Now, typically at this portion of the video, I will also go ahead and show any comparisons, but because this is the only palette that I have from this brand, I don't have any comparisons to give you for this brand. But since it's nearby, I figured it wouldn't hurt to showcase the Viseart Dark Mattes palette, because this was a palette that came to mind when I did see this because of these dark rows and this like mid-tone row. And so I just wanted to show you guys the comparison of them side by side. Of course, this is the Viseart Dark Mattes, and this is the All Done Up by Blend Bunny Cosmetics. I would say they definitely have different formulas, although this is really old. I bought this third party, and by that time this actual palette was old as well, so I don't actually know how long this has been created. You know, it's past expiration date, but I still find that it works beautifully, so I don't really mind. Overall, both brands have a dry formula when it comes to the mattes, and of course this one doesn't have any shimmers, this one does. So yeah, that's pretty much the only comparison I'm going to give you. I'm not going to even swatch it because, like I said, they're different brands, so you know, the matter if you dupe it out, it's all about if you really get a lot of use out of these tones, then it won't matter if they're the same. But if it's literally the same brand, the same formula, that's when I think it truly matters. But anyways, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the swatches, the up close. But anyways, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the swatches, the b-roll, all of the stuff that I've showed so far. If you're interested in seeing the two looks that I created with this particular palette, then just keep watching. Alrighty guys, so I am very, very excited to be filming again. It has been a little while since I filmed, mainly because I have been having mic issues again. Not only I hear you guys in the comments saying that the mic audio is kind of really iffy, but also sometimes my mic will work and sometimes it won't. So I'm trying to create a fail safe, and I think I figured out how to do that. So in the event that it's having issues in the actual recording. I have a second recording going right now as well. So hopefully that will help. But like I said earlier in the beginning of this video, I'm really excited to test out Blend Bunny Cosmetics. Now, when I made this order, I decided to not only get the All Done Up palette, I also went ahead and got 2 pairs of lashes, one from the Saint, one from the Center line, and then I also did get a lip duo and some brushes. So I'm going to try and showcase all of these products in today's video, and I'm going to try to get 2 looks in today's video. Of course, today I'm only going to show you guys 1 look, but tomorrow I will hopefully record the second look so that you guys can really see, so that you guys can see at least a good amount of variety when it comes to these products. First, I'm going to go ahead and put on the lip product that I picked up. I do have a lip oil from Lunar Beauty on my lips, and I'm just going to kind of wipe that off. But first, let's just dive into the lip product. I got the lip product in Tease, and if I remember correctly, you got the lip liner for free because like it wasn't labeled or something. I don't really remember the ins and outs, but I am excited to try it. It is the one brown shade in this line, and so that's why I picked it up. So I'm just gonna kind of wipe off this lip oil with just a napkin. My lips were just feeling really, really dry when I started to put on makeup, so that's why I used that. And now let's just go ahead and with the Tease lip liner. What I will say is it feels like a very, very smooth formula. I wouldn't say it's super opaque, although I can still see where I've applied this lip liner, and I would say I would get through this very quickly. It's not as creamy as the Juvia's Place, but it's definitely closer to that range than like how hard a MAC lip liner is. Then let's go ahead and go in with the lip product. I do believe this is a liquid lipstick. Yeah, it's a lip cream, so liquid lipstick. And I'm just gonna go ahead and pull it out the packaging. Very, very pretty packaging. I'm sure I gave you guys some form of like B-roll or something in the beginning. And here we go. Okay. So first off, I will say that already I like this set, and I like it because the lip liner is darker than the lip color. And for somebody who maybe not the best at like an ombre type look, this kit already is just going to make it a lot easier for you to kind of figure out how to do an ombre lip. That said, I don't know if this lip liner is dark enough to really be impactful on my skin tone. I feel like it's maybe a little bit darker, slightly, like maybe a shade darker and maybe like a little bit warmer than my undertone. But overall, not mad at this lip set. I think I got it for a relatively cheap price, but regardless, so far it feels nice. It does not feel very drying and like overly mattifying on my lips, but we'll see longevity wise how it goes. For today's eye primer, I'm gonna go ahead and go with my About Face. If you guys know, this is one of my favorite primers, so I absolutely love using this with new formulas, trying to see whether I like the formula or not, just based on the fact that I know that I enjoy this formula. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply. I'm just gonna do one eye with you guys on camera, and I'll hop off camera and do the second one by myself. So like I said, I got the brush set, and this is a set that I've just been hearing so many things about from basically any influencer that got it in PR. So I figured, let me just go ahead and pick it up. And from what I can see, it feels very nice. I would definitely say these are synthetic brushes, just based on the feel, and very nice making of them though. Like they don't feel very cheap. They don't feel very plastic. They feel nice and sturdy, and like, you know, like you could actually do something with them. Now, as for the palette, this is the palette. I'm using natural lighting right now, so hopefully the light will stay good for the rest of this video. And I have absolutely no idea what I'm gonna do, but I am very, very excited. I think honestly what I'm gonna do is try and mix these 2 rows together, those aren't rows, those are columns. These two columns together, because those are kind of the columns that are really screaming out to me. So let's just see what happens. First, I'm just going to go into the shade Features, and this is with their B5 brush, which from what I can tell is kind of their biggest blending brush, although biggest is a very, very loose term in this manner because it's not a very big brush in the grand scheme of things. So I just kind of fluffed that all up in that inner corner. It's quite light for my skin tone, but we'll see how it works. I'm just going to go ahead and put Vision on the outer crease just to kind of get the lightest tone in that column. So I don't see a huge difference between the two shades. There is a slight undertonal difference, but like in the grand scheme of things, I don't see a huge difference. And for me, you know, do I think it's necessary to have those two shades? Maybe not, but maybe for somebody of a lighter complexion, you can really see the difference. I just, like I said, cannot. Now I'm gonna go into one of the smaller brushes. This one is the B1 brush. And into this one, I'm going to go ahead and hop into the next row down. And I'm just going to deepen up both aspects of my crease with their respective deepener shade. I'm going to kind of overlap a majority of the first shade that I put down in both sections, just because this would be kind of the blender out row for me and of somebody of a similar complexion to me. I feel like that first row is just not for somebody of my complexion to really use unless you're like doing a brow bone highlight or something. Okay, so far those two shades are blending really, really nicely. This is quite a dry formula, like a lot of people say. I like it so far, I do. Okay, let's keep going. And I think now I'm satisfied with the crease and I just want to deepen out my outer V. So I'm going to go in yet another brush. And this one happens to be their B4 brush. And for this one, I'm just going to go into Doe-Eyed, which is the more brown toned in the kind of warm brown tone column that I've been using. And that's going to be the shade that I deepen this whole look up with. Okay, so I've been able to really deepen out that outer V, deepen out everything. I even blended out that lower lash line and I'm very, very happy with the results. Now, if we look at the two shades that are respective of the shimmers, this one looks to be like a deeper kind of a more opaque shimmer, whereas this one looks to be more of like a topper. I haven't done any swatches at this point, so I really don't know. But basically what I'm going to do is put centerfold all over my lid and I'm going to take, what is the other shade? Shine, and put that in my inner corner. I think that's going to work out really nicely. Let's see if they have a brush. Okay, they don't have a brush style or shape that I like for my lid. So I'm just going to use my fingers for the lid shade. Like I said, I'm going to take centerfold. Okay, so that's looking really, really pretty. I'm really liking that. And then I'm going to go ahead and take that inner corner shade like I said I would. And I'm going to use the more rounded of the two kind of inner corner shade brushes, if you will. And that's the B3. And I'm just going to go into Shine. All right. I like it. I like how it's built. I like how it's blending out and it worked beautifully. I think even the lip color so far is looking really nice. What I'm going to do is hop off camera. I'm going to do everything that I did on my right eye, on my left eye, and then I might choose my lashes just to kind of get that done. And then I'm just going to kind of tell you guys my current thoughts on this palette. Like I said, I'm going to do 2 looks in this video. At the beginning, I will have done a roundup or something to show you guys all of the products that I have really up and close and personal. And I probably would have had a like just a Instagram worthy shot, just because this palette is so many shadows. I don't know if I'm gonna have the time to do live swatches, but yeah, regardless, give me 1 second. I'll be back to kind of talk to you guys about this palette. I decided that it would be good to show you guys what the full look looks like, both eyes without lashes, in the event that you are somebody who doesn't wear lashes. I know lately I've been wearing lashes in pretty much all of my looks, but this is still me at the same time. I still do wear makeup like this, especially when I leave the house, because I still haven't found a pair of lashes that I feel comfortable really leaving the house and like rocking for real, for real. I've done it once, but like that was a long story for me to really get to that point. So like I said, I have 2 styles from this brand. I have one of their Vices styles, which is in the style Vixen. And then I have one of their Virtuous or Saint styles, which is in Virtues and Vices. They both are quite big and actually wider lash band than I was expecting. I think I'm gonna try the Saint style. It looks a little bit less dramatic. Okay, both styles are dramatic. Both styles are dramatic. Don't let me like fool you, but this style just looks less dramatic. Let me see if I can get. So there, this is the Virtues, which is in the Saint line. And then I'll open up the other one so you guys can see. I'm sure you couldn't really see when I was showing you guys before. Okay, and this is the Vices. So as you can see, this is a lot more voluminous and just out there compared to the Saint, which is voluminous in itself too, but just not on the same level. I don't know where my camera is attempting to focus, but hopefully you guys can see this is the Saint line, this is the center line. So I'm gonna go with Virtues. That just looks a little bit more my speed. I didn't know which one would work. I just knew that they both kind of looked very reminiscent to the Miami lash that I'm very fond of, but I think this is going to be the closest kind of the two. So I'm just going to attempt to kind of style them correctly, lay them on my eyes and glue them on, and then I will for real come back and I will give you guys my thoughts on all of the products that I've tried today, which is only 3, but still quite a good amount of thoughts so far. So I'll be right back. Alrighty guys, so this is the finished look. Alrighty, so this is the first of 2 finished looks, and very briefly, I just want to touch on each of the products that I used today from Blend Bunny Cosmetics. As for the brushes, I actually think they really are nice, soft, quality synthetic brushes. And if you do have very small eyes, hooded eyes, anything of the sort, I think that this is one of the best brush sets that I have seen that really target that type of eye shape. As for me, I do like using this type of brush, but I also like a big fluffy brush, especially when it comes to doing my crease colors. And so even their biggest brush isn't big enough for what I truly enjoy, whereas their biggest brush is something that I like to kind of use to really target the area that I really want. So overall, very happy with the quality and the shapes of the brushes, but this wouldn't be my like end all be all shape. This wouldn't be my end all be all eye brush set. I hope that makes sense. Then as for the lashes, they are quite long. I feel like these are some of the longest in width that I've seen. Although I only had to cut off one kind of segment, it still felt like they were very long. And do not underestimate the Vixen or the dark side drama amount. It is quite dramatic, very much so. I think this is really my kind of normal, if there is a normal for me, when it comes to my dramatic tone or capability on my lashes. I really like this style. This is Virtues. I am having a little bit of irritation. I will definitely keep you guys updated. It might just be my application. I haven't worn makeup in a little while, so it might be me. But overall, so far right now, I am thoroughly enjoying them, and they feel like really good quality, and they do have a dark band. I prefer a dark band. That's just how I started really getting into lashes. Those lashes actually had a dark band, so I have a harder time with clear bands, but hopefully that helps. As for the lip products, it still is yet to really dry down and really be suffocating. So I would really consider this more of a lip cream or like a very, very soft matte. I doubt that it's not transfer proof, which is fine. Although I think a majority of the shade that I got was actually the lip liner, but I'm not mad at that by any means. I like that it doesn't feel overwhelmingly dry and like I have to drink some water. I really like the combination of lip liner as well. The fact that the lip liner is darker than the lip cream, very, very nice. And lastly, but certainly not least, I am thoroughly enjoying this palette so far. I definitely think that both formulas, matte and shimmer, are solid formulations, and I can't wait to dive into it more, and I can't wait to bring you guys some more looks, not only tomorrow but also in the future as well. So definitely shout out down below which of the two looks you like best, and let's get into look number 2. And then at the very end, I will give you guys my full-on current thoughts after I've been able to test these products out even a little bit more. So yeah, let's go to look number 2. Hey guys, so I'm here to bring you guys look number 2, and I'm going to be starting off priming. I've already primed my eyes with the Laura Mercier All Natural cream stick. You guys saw me haul the duo in minis in my most recent vlog, and this is going to be a very, very quick, short, and simple look. I just wanted to kind of get some thoughts on a couple of the deeper shades. So first, what I went ahead and is in Goddess, and I used the biggest brush that they have in their set, which is the B5. Next, I took the B1 and I went into Pouty. Sorry, I used the B2 brush and I went into Smokin', which is the black, and I just slightly deepened out that outer V in my lower lash line. And then what I did is I went back with my original brush, the very first brush, and just blended out with what is on there. There's no real rhyme or reason. And I took my second brush that I use, which is the B1, and I just fluffed Pouty in my inner corner. Then what I did is I took the E4 brush and I took the shade Starlit, and I put that in mainly my inner corner, but I did kind of fluff that on my inner half of my lid and my lower lash line, just to kind of get that shade to blend with the overall matte look. Other than that, all I did is put on some liner and some lashes. So I'm just going to do all of that really quickly, and then I'm going to come back to give you guys my current thoughts playing with this palette. Like I said, I've only played with this palette twice, but I feel like at this point in my makeup career, I've played with so many eyeshadow formulas that I can really give you guys a decent amount of opinions when it comes to this formula. So just stay tuned. Alrighty guys, so this is the finished look. Alrighty guys, so like I said, this is the finished look, and I have some thoughts. Now, I will be quite brutally honest. Generally at this point, I have done the swatches, so I kind of have a little bit of opinion based on the swatches, and then also with the actual eye tutorials as well. This time I've only done my tutorials, so the swatches will be getting swatched later. And since this is the first time with the brand's formula, these may not be my full concrete thoughts, but like I said, I think at this point I have a good kind of catalog, if you will, in my brain to know how I'm going to enjoy this formula or if I will not enjoy this formula. Let's start off with the easy stuff. Like I said yesterday, or kind of yesterday for you all, these brushes are really, really nice. Quite soft, I feel like, and if you are somebody who has very, very small hooded eyes, to the point where like you've tried kind of the bigger brands like the Sonia G's, the Wayne Gosses, and you've tried like the rougher. Like if you're somebody who the rougher like 14, 15, 16, 16, I think those are the three brushes. The really, really small blending brushes that Rephr has. If you've tried those and those are the ones that actually fit your eye shape perfectly, I actually will say that this brush bundle is probably going to be perfect for you and cheaper. Yes, Rephr has more natural hair brushes and these are synthetic, but I still think that these are fantastic quality for synthetic. Definitely going to be kind of one of those brands that I check out if they release any other brushes, because I really do think that these are some solid brushes. And you know, I've tried some piss poor brush quality, so I really would highly recommend that. Then let's go to the lip formulation. Now, as I said, I do believe the brand kind of stated that basically because the lip liners were not labeled the way they wanted to, as of right now, you could get the lip liner for free, and that's how it came to me. So I think technically I only purchased the liquid lipstick formulation, but I got both for free. So, or one for free. So the shade, like I said, that I got was Tease. And I think this was the perfect shade for me. I do believe off of memory, this is the only brown tone in this formula, but I want to say there might have been like a burnt orange type shade. If there was, I could definitely see me getting another one of these. I think this is a really nice formula. I do have it on again today, although today I did go ahead and just top it off with the Tower 28 lip gloss in Chill, just to add a little bit of something something to my lips, because I do feel like this is quite close to my skin tone and then ultimately kind of my lip tone as well, which isn't a bad thing at all. I actually really, really like this. I think there is a little bit of dimensionality with this tone compared to my skin tone that it works. But if you're somebody who doesn't like a very like kind of very nudish lip shade and you're very similar skin tone to me, then maybe don't pick this up. I enjoy it though. You can also definitely change it up, right? You don't have to use this lip liner with this lip product. You could definitely use a deeper lip liner with this lip product to really get a lot more contrast. That said, I do like the fact that the lip liner associated with the lip shade is darker. I can't say how many times it annoys me where you get a bundle and the lip liner is the exact same shade. To me, that's just not giving what I want. I definitely want a lip liner that's going to be slightly deeper, definitely easily blends in with the lip shade, but gives a little bit of dimension to your skin tone and to your lips. If let's say you want to make your lips a little bit more pouty, or in the event the lip color is just very close to your skin tone, it really helps to get that dimension. So once again, I really do like this. To me, this formula is very, very comfortable. I wore it last time without any lip gloss on it, and I didn't feel any drying, any moisture sucking, any of that. Even after it had really kind of fully dried down, I think that this formula was really, really solid. As of right now, yes, I can feel the lip gloss, but it just feels like a normal lip gloss. It doesn't feel chunky or anything. It doesn't feel like I have too many layers on my lips, which is always really, really good. I do like to kind of layer and combine and just mix and match my lip products quite often. Sometimes I really like the tone, but I want a different finish, and so I'll change it up a little bit. And so I really do like this formula. I personally would recommend it if you see a shade that you want and if you want to try a new formula and also, you know, a new brand, if it's a new brand to you. Okay, let's finish up kind of the random type other things that I picked up. So I did pick up two styles of lashes. I picked up one in their center range and one in their Saint range. Yesterday I wore the Saint range and I got the style in Virtues. And then today I have the center range on, oh wait, am I saying that right? Yeah. And then I wore it's not center, it's Vixen. The Vixen range, and I have the style Vices. The Vices or the Saint, what is the Vixen range is very, very dramatic, very, very voluminous. To me, it's just too much. I feel like a comfort zone when it comes to lashes right now, and that is just a lot. I cut off, if you can see, quite a big chunk of segment, just because one, I felt like with how much drama is presented with this lash, I just couldn't have that many segments on there. And then the last two segments was just very, very crazy, in my opinion. Take it as you will. So for me, I definitely needed a little bit of that va va voom to be cut off. And I think it looks not too bad. I don't know how much wear I'm going to actually get out of this pair of lashes, but I am very happy that I picked them up. I think I would get a lot more use out of these Virtues. These feel a little bit more on the same realm as my Miamis. Although they don't have the same style, it just feels a little bit more kind of normal va va voom drama for me. So that's what I would say. I also do want to kind of clarify. Last time I talked about the lashes, I said that they have a black band. They definitely don't. It was just the fact that the structure is so tight, not in a bad way, and actually a really good way. I found that with me, at least, the clearer bands when it comes to lashes, they just move around too easily for me, and I have a hard time getting them to stick on my eyes and on my lashes and etc., right, and to really blend in good. Whereas these have a very sturdy band. That's what I want to say. They have a very sturdy band, so I went to kind of adjust the band and like bend it to my eye. I didn't have a problem. Even with this one, I kind of adjusted it after it already kind of been glued down for a little while, and I felt like the actual band adjusted quite nicely, and I feel like this one kind of went on quite easily as well. So overall, I'm actually really enjoying all of those products. And then let's get into the eyeshadow palette, which I'm sure is the product that you guys actually want to know about. This is my first product from the brand when it comes to eyeshadows, in the event that I didn't mention that at any other point in this video, and I'm very, very impressed. Now, what I will say is that for me, I really don't find a huge need so far for this top row. I have used, I think, one of the shades. I think I used Vision yesterday, and I thought it was okay, but for me, it's really these two bottom rows are really, really nice. Now, if you use any of these kind of blackened, if you use any of these like blackened row, do know that like Goddess and Smoke, there is a difference, but it's not a huge difference. So it may not be worth it for you to kind of use both unless you really want like a very, very smoky look. Then what I would actually do if I were you is I would actually use Smokin' as like your actual outer V shade and blend out with one of the other tones that have a slight color kind of base to it. Otherwise, so far, I'm actually really enjoying the formula when it comes to the mattes overall. There's not a lot of kick up. It is quite I would say a drier matte formula, but it blends and applies beautifully, and I find that the pigmentation is actually really, really nice. As for the shimmers, these I would say are more, they're not a super like foiled, like I'm gonna melt metallic on your eyes. They're more of a shimmery, they're more of a shimmer, but an escalated shimmer. They're not a full-on like liquid metallic shade, right? They're definitely beautiful, and they definitely did build up. You guys saw that yesterday when I built it up with my finger, and I think they can even build up with your brush based on just feeling the formula a little bit here and there. But it definitely is more of like a shimmer that can be built up to be kind of opaque and not a full-on metallic one swipe shimmer quality. I hope that makes sense to you. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have when it comes to this palette. I really do like it so far. I clearly and definitely want to get my hands on a lot more of these shadows. I haven't really gotten to even touch half of the shadows, and I really do want to get some more thoughts and opinions before I really kind of give you guys my full-on thoughts. But in the event that you really want to try the brand, I know Black Friday is coming up soon, and a lot of people are really waiting to do their makeup shopping during that time period. I would say go ahead and maybe check out the brand. I do believe I got all of this stuff with about 35% off. I think that's when I finally made the plunge. But honestly, I would now purchase all of this stuff on full price. I definitely think that they're worth the quality. The quality is worth it for the price. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. I hope that this video helped you in the event that you are interested in this brand or any of the products that I have highlighted. If you have any questions for me, feel free to comment down below. I will do my absolute best to get back to you in a timely manner. And with that said, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.